I'm going to show you how to create this graphic that can be used as a template in any of your presentation programs. Before I get started with the design process, I want to go into the Draw-Tite website and take a look at some of their existing graphics. Here we have a strong graphical banner along the top, and I wanted to keep a cohesive look throughout. This style crosses over to their sister companies. Now let's get started working on some Draw-Tite graphics. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open Photoshop, and as you can see in Photoshop I have many layers turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn these top layers off so that I'm left with this gradient background that I have created. I'm going to add on top of that, I'm going to add a layer with the logo, and behind the logo I've set a drop shadow. Now to get to your drop shadow, you double click on the layer and you're going to get this little icon here. We'll have the effects inside of this. So if you double click on that, you can go to the layer styles, and then down at the bottom I have drop shadow. So click on there, and I have it set to multiply. The opacity I have set to 75. You can change and adjust any of these settings to make the drop shadow appear the way you would like. And once you're done, hit OK. And now we're going to open up our texture layer. On this layer, I have set a Photoshop texture over top, and I have adjusted the opacity. I have set the opacity on this layer to 41, and I have it set as a linear burn, but you can adjust the hue or you can adjust the difference. I like the look of the linear, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it at linear burn. And then below this, I wanted this banner to move a little bit down into the white area, so I've added an additional texture layer that expands a little bit below, and I've set that to a lighter opacity. It will blend better with the images and text below. Now I'm also adding on top of this a logo, and I've screened that back, and then I've added another partial logo on top of that. The top layer is a little bit darker. And now on top of this, I'm going to add a sequin logo screened back. This just gives a little extra texture. And as you can see, if I make it a little bit larger here, you can see this image in the upper right corner, screened back. And if I add a larger one on top, you can get even more texture with that, but I don't want to put too much in this area, so I'm going to get rid of this layer. And now we have our composite layer. Now we're going to see how we can put this into a presentation, clicking the master slides, and I can just add it right in behind this slide here, send it to back, and you've got a header. If we want to add it to an image slide, we can go ahead and place it in there and send it to the back again. And we've got the photo overlaying it. Another option is to place it into a template like this, where we've got the text on the top edge, so we don't want to cover that up. So I'm going to grab the header and actually use it as a footer. And then I'm going to take this photo and line it up a little better, and we've got some templates. Now if we go ahead and hit OK, we can view this template that we created for our presentations. I hope you enjoyed the process of creating these graphics.